Hello everyone and welcome back to our channel. We are Millennial Mom. If you don't know who is who, I'm Millennial. This is Mom.
Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel. If you're new here, I'm Mom or Kay from Millennial Mom, and today we're going to talk about Married at First Sight, Season 17, Episode 16, Rocky Retreat. Now, before I begin, if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, please consider subscribing. There will be new things coming up shortly in the future. Also, don't forget to hit that like button. Leave me your comments if you're on the replay, and also in the chat so I know what you thought about this episode. Not just this episode, this season. I personally think, I'm just going to put it out there, that I'm pretty sure I've said it before, but if not, I'll go ahead and say it again, that this season of Married at First Sight is probably the season of seasons of the least. I think, even if there was like drama that's in some seasons, this season isn't giving anything. This season has given like every couple really since the honeymoon, with the exception of Becca and Austin, because Becca and Austin, it took them a few episodes to get to where they are now, but there's just been no connection. It's just the fact that Orion and Lauren had the most drama associated with their 10-day relationship, where they went ahead and sought the divorce, versus where we can see where Emily and Brennan should have possibly called it quits weeks ago, because of what is Emily hanging on to. And Clare and Cameron, even before I'm not laughing or smirking at Cameron's medical condition, because hey, I have one myself, but for Cameron, he checked out a long time ago because he didn't feel like Clare was reciprocating his like or wanted to be touched or hugged or whatever, and she really wasn't. But I mean, ever since he decided to leave before we even knew about his medical condition, they didn't have a relationship either. So like, what are we holding on to? And then they're gonna throw on this new couple. Well, he's not new, she is, in the very end of the season to try to save the show, when in reality, in my opinion, maybe they could have saved this for, like, I don't know, a Married at First Sight, since everything is new, throwing them into the mix, like a Married at First Sight special. Like, we could have saw this relationship go on in like maybe 2, maybe 3 episodes at the conclusion of this season, right before decision day, because muddling them in now with all the couples doesn't seem like it's a mix, it's a match. All the other couples have already, formed their friend group clique or whatever. And then throwing in Michael and Chloe just seems like, yeah, we'll just throw you in there and, take these couple weeks and do what you do, So it's very different. So I'm going to say this season is definitely a bust, but, y'all may think differently. I guess. So let me say hello to those who have spoken in the chat so far. Again, hello to everyone on the replay. We have Frappes and Tea. Hola. Hello. Yes, please like, comment, subscribe, and enjoy the live. And Miss Sharon, hello there. How are you doing? And if anyone is dealing with weather in your neck of the woods, be safe and, do what you have to do to get through it and everything else. Because if you haven't seen on the news, it's been raining here, and we've been getting the rains from California. So it's different for it to be like raining, even though it's like off and on, maybe rain at the first part of the morning, then that's it. It's still rain in the desert, and we're not used to that. So anyways, what'd you say, Sharon? You said, yeah, Chloe doesn't fit in with the clique. Not at all. Not at all. And I have some things to say about Chloe. And I'm also going to do this live a little bit different. I'm going to, because honestly, it's not giving a lot. It just seems like it's a bunch of filler episodes to buffer us until we can meet Chloe and Michael just a little bit more before we get to the traditional decision day, when we can kind of see what decision day already is, right? So I'm going to talk about the episode. I'm going to read the comments, and then I'll drop the link for anybody who wants to come on the panel to talk about any comments that they want to talk about, or you can stay in the chat and we'll go from there. So let me go ahead and get started. So on this episode of Married at First Sight Denver, it's called Rocket Retreat, we have Michael and Chloe have made it back from the honeymoon and are preparing to move in with each other. The couples, or the Married at First Sight participants, as I like to call them, are going to go on the couples retreat to have a relaxing time. And I don't know if production is trying to give it to us like, see if they'll get back together, because there's only one couple technically that's on the retreat. Even though Emily and Brennan are there, they're not a couple. I mean, am I reading it right or am I reading it wrong? So they feel like they're going to relax for decision day. So also, Lauren and Orion are joining this retreat, which I'm like, that shows right there that there's not a lot to put into these episodes if you continue to bring back Lauren and Orion. I mean, they haven't been there. What is there to give? And the only person who is not there is Cameron. He's recovering from his medical procedure. It's also mentioned by Emily later in the episode that Michael and Chloe will stop by on Sunday, the last day of the retreat, to get to know each other and get to know everybody and just join into the festivities. All right, so as we begin this episode, Michael and Chloe, it's the next morning of the final day of their honeymoon, and Chloe is telling Michael, I'm feeling better about the conversation we had the night before. She feels like it's a really good thing that Michael gave her the pep talk that he gave her, and she feels like, no man has ever told me before that, to be selfless for me and to take as much time as I needed to process what I'm going through. And I get it. The Married at First Sight process is, just on the outside looking at it, even if someone's in here that's been in it already, or you've been in an arranged marriage, that's a scary thing if you don't know somebody, but you signed up for this and that's what it is. Now, Michael, I've mentioned it last episode, I think Michael talks a little bit too much for my taste. That's just one thing that, for me, that doesn't, for Michael, I'm like, he talks too much. He talks too much for me. He analyzes everything already. I mean, he's just really meeting Chloe. They're just trying to get to know each other. And he's already seemed like he's over analyzing every single thing, like, because of this it's that, because of that it's this, and if we do this, I'm like, is he like programmed to say these things or whatever? It gives like iRobot kind of thing, like he has to have an analysis for every little topic that comes up. If anyone needs to relax, it's Michael. I originally thought it was Chloe because it came off that, she said it out her mouth herself that she was, she put pressure on herself to be perfect and always be, get the job done and excel, exceed, do this, that, this, and that. But I mean, Michael needs to chill. That's just me. What'd you say, Sharon? You said, I like Michael. He seems really chill, down to earth. He is who he is. I mean, he does seem down to earth, but he just talks too much for my taste. Like he's over analyzing everything. It's cool that he's into what he's into and he reflects and he can, bring out his inner child, his inner whatever. But that chit chat about everything, for me personally, would be a no. All right. So Frappes and T, you said, I think Lifetime should revamp some of their old shows, give MAFS a break, hire new producers, etc. They need to do something, but you know what? I believe Chicago or Austin, one of the ones that's already taping, I think Chicago. Either it's Chicago or Austin, Texas. One of those is already in the books. So that is, I think I read that they're already doing the decision day process right now with that. So, I mean, it'll be a while for that unless they actually get pulled by the powers that be at Lifetime. All right. So also on this episode, when Chloe is talking about, her Michael telling her to be selfless, is it me or does Michael want Chloe to feel like every chit chat that they talk about, he wants her to feel like things can be talked about therapeutically and, to have the insight about everything and to learn to lean on each other unselfishly. I'm like, that's all well and fine, but because Michael is here, presenting here. Everyone doesn't present that way. You know what I mean? Like everyone doesn't know how to feel or lean in unselfishly or just present or talk about their feelings the way Michael does. I don't know. He just gives me, again, it's cool that he's chill and into what he's into, but the over analyzing like every thought that you may have is just like, we have to hear this every episode, even when I get to it. He's talking to Pastor Cal. I'm like, I don't know. Can we just get a break, Michael? Can you just like ease up just a little bit? So anyways, Michael and Chloe are talking about they're excited to merge their lives together, but admits it will take some time to get to a certain level of communication, intimacy, and different things like that. So before the couples retreat, we have a few quick scenes. Would you say frappes and tea? You said you can tell Chloe's already getting annoyed with him. I mean, you can definitely tell because, like I said, I'm watching it, and I know we all have different personalities. That's annoying to me to always just have someone just like go so deep already and, almost like an extended interview or something. I just don't, that's not coming across personable to me. Sharon, you says he sees she's needy and I think he wants to make it work. Yeah, but it's coming across a little bit pushy though, because see, the reason why I say this is because Chloe's already accomplished. Her friend group said that, she took time out to get her career together and do her nonprofit and succeed as far as she has. And I know Michael, I believe he's in IT as well, has succeeded on his own regard too. So you don't need someone else to tell you what you need to do and how to express your feelings because he's so open, in touch, and in tune. That's just how I see it. Okay. Now the couples are going, or Becca and Austin, the couple, and the other participants are going on the retreat. So before they get there, we have a few quick scenes of what's happening at the house of former Denver Broncos football player Von Miller. So if you didn't know whose house it was, that's whose house it is. Okay. So let's start with Becca and Austin. Becca's asking Austin what he's hoping for at the couples retreat. Austin saying he's hoping for a faraway bedroom. So, I guess whatever happens, what happens. And we all know that Becca is hoping for some type of intimacy. And every chance she gets, she's like hinting at like, oh, maybe we can, fill in the blank, or maybe we can, being a little bit flirty. And Austin is saying, yeah, I mean, he's hearing her, but it's going in one ear and out the other because I don't believe Austin wants to do anything with Becca. And so Becca's excited about the possibilities like she always is, but you know what? She shouldn't necessarily get her hopes up. Then we have Claire. She's on FaceTime talking in confessional, talk about, she's so happy to go to the couples retreat. She understands that although she's not technically a couple, she wants to see everybody again and just talk and reconnect. But at the same time, she's feeling a little bit bad because Cameron's not there and she wants to make sure he's good with his medical and things like that. I'm like, Claire, Cameron has blown you off, no pun intended, since before the medical procedure. Okay. And when he did get the medical procedure, you called, was like, oh, hey, do you need a ride? You need a support system? He was like, nope, I'm good. So what are you holding on to, Claire? I don't understand. It's almost like Claire and Emily aren't picking up the pieces here. They're not picking up what's being put down. Let me see something. This is what it gives. Okay, like she needs to come around here because Claire, no. And to be a budding therapist, because that's going to be your soon to be position, I need you to be a little bit more level-headed and put on all the education that you got that's leading up to you becoming a therapist to think about what is really happening here so that in the future with your patients, you can better serve them. That's just my opinion. That's all I'm saying. Let me read a few comments. Okay. Hey, Catrice. You said when she had said, does this feel intimate to you? I cringed. Okay. Right. And hello, Courtney and Eddie. Claire needs to stop it. Exactly. Right. LOL. Okay. Yeah, Sharon. I mean, I don't even know what else to say to Claire. I mean, that cricket just need to come out for her, Becca, and Austin. Okay. Anyway, so moving on to that, then we have Emily and Brennan. See, Emily needs to figure out who she wants to be on this show versus who she is on the after party. Because on the after party, she's two different people. Okay. Because on the after party, she got something to say about everybody except for her own relationship. Okay. But on the show, she's like, oh, well, I'm hoping that me and Brennan can be able to connect and have a good time. And I'm like, still connect and have a good time. He hadn't connected with you since you fell in the shower on the honeymoon. How many episodes ago was that? Okay. The honeymoon to move into the apartment. He didn't want to be there. Went at the whichever, bring the friends over. He got into it with your friends, and then the Pastor Cal and the Dr. P and all that stuff. Brennan is not here for you, Emily. Okay, so jump in bed on the after party. 2 and 2 don't go together, girl. But anyways, whatever. Again, don't get your hopes up. All right. Now, while the couples are en route to the retreat, Micah and Chloe are back in town from their honeymoon. Okay, clearly they just went to the next town over because we threw y'all in at the last minute. We don't have time to send you to Mexico. You about to go to we'll leave the light on for you hotel 2 stops away, and y'all have your honeymoon and come on back. Because listen, we got to film and put y'all in here. That's what it gives. All right, so they're back in town, and they go to the apartment where, I guess in the same apartment building where all the other people are supposed to live. Okay, so they look around. They're like, oh, this is nice. This is nice. Now, Chloe, the minimalist, and Michael, who likes arts and all these different little things, they decide that Chloe's going to get the smaller closet because she feels like she owes that to Michael for allowing her to be free herself, whatever they come to, grips in terms with. All right. So as they're sitting down talking, Michael is saying, so what else would you put in the apartment? I have these paintings here and I can see this here and that there. I'm like, that apartment is already decorated. Right. And to me, it looks like every space is filled. Now, I can see maybe if he wants to put a picture there to take maybe something that's already in there out and put the pictures in. But don't clutter. Y'all see that? Don't clutter and add the stuff because it gives Michael's apartment before I saw it because he's artsy, it gave cluttered. Right. Is it just me? Well, Chloe's like, well, yeah, if you think so. Now, when they finally get to their own apartments to get stuff, clothes or whatever, to bring over to the shared apartment. So we start with Chloe's. Now, hey. So when we start with Chloe's, now with her self-described being a perfectionist and she's this straight and narrow and just all these different things. Okay, now, I'm going to sound a certain type of way. Now, I'm a type of person who likes to have my hands clean. I'm always a hand washer. I've been in the medical field for 25 years. I've always, been aware of my hands and everything else, still do. But you know what? I don't do wrinkles like that. Did y'all notice her bed? For someone to be a minimalist, her closet wasn't minimalist. It was a little on the junky side. I'm venting now. And them sheets, the covers, everything else was wrinkled like someone threw it on her bed real quick because she left it in the dryer while they was 2 stops away at the honeymoon. Okay. Like no one put no fresh sheets on the bed. Listen, if you're a minimalist, I would expect you to just be just a little bit more pristine than that. That's just me. Okay. That's just me. So she's like, oh, well, can you help me to Michael with a duvet cover? So Chloe gets it on her bed and she jumps on and she goes up underneath the covers and Michael's like, what are you doing? So she's trying to put the comforter inside the duvet, which is a fancier cover to leave on your bed that's, for display, not to be slept on. Okay. So she got it done by herself anyways with them wrinkled behind sheets and pillowcases and stuff. And Michael's like, okay, I see you, girl. I'm like, he got turned on by her putting her wrinkled stuff in a duvet. I'm like, okay, whatever, right? So then they go look at her closet and she got stuff well, it's not everywhere. I mean, it's not junky, but it's not for someone who calls herself, you know, I live a certain way, I'm perfectionist. That didn't give me perfectionist at all. But that's just me. Okay. So then when we go to Michael's house, and I'll drop the link in just a moment, y'all. When they go to Michael's house, okay, now I don't know what, yes, I do. I'm about to tell a story to y'all. I was about to tell y'all a little white lie. I do know what I expect, and let me just keep it real. Now, if you watch 90 Day Fiancé, if you know who Debbie is, that's what I'm expecting. But if you don't watch it, just think of like an antique shop. That's what I thought Michael's house was going to look like. Okay, an antique shop with just stuff everywhere. Not saying it's clutter, but stuff is everywhere. Not my style, not my taste, just whatever. But walked in and it was nice. Okay, it wasn't clutter. He was like, oh, the dogs. And who's watching these animals while they're awake? Okay, we don't never see nobody. So are they trying to tell us that these animals were just in the house for the weekend? Anyway, so Michael comes in. He's like, oh, this is my dog, whatever the dog's name is. Would you say Devontae? She admitted a lie. Right. Frappes and Tea said the wrinkle sheets were bothering me. Okay, say it again. Frappes and Tea. The duvet made no difference. What? Rewash that, put it back in the dryer, and hit the iron to it if you need to, because that was bothering me too. Come on now. And it's on TV? No, ma'am. Anyways, yes, Michael's house was cool. So he gonna agree. He said, oh, my dog needs to be greeted like this. So he gets on the floor to greet his dog. Now, we even have a little dog here. The dog weighs about a little 8 pounds or whatever. No. If that's how you greet your dog, cool, I guess. Okay. But then the two cats. Now, the two cats were cute. Now, if you're old school, and maybe if you're not, those cats look like the cat Garfield. There was 2 of them. Now, I thought those cats were cool. And those cats didn't run away. Usually cats run and hide, but these didn't. Well, anyways, oh, you know what? Let me jump myself back at Chloe's house. Why did Michael see Chloe's pearl necklace? Like, ooh, can I wear that? Can I take it? She was like, sure. And I was like, okay. I mean, if you want to, I would have said no, but she was like, sure. Because Michael's like, I have a pearl necklace anyways. Okay, so let's jump back to Michael's house. So as they look around, I mean, he's organized or whatever. Things aren't like antique-ish, like antique store out of place. And, he's grabbing the things he wants to grab. So when he's grabbing his items, I could swear, and I don't like to say swear all the time, but what I could swear he said when he was pulling out the outfit, they were shorts, like cargo shorts for men. He's like, oh, these are comfortable. And he goes, because they have a flap in the front. I'm like, what cargo shorts got a flap in the front? And then he said there's one in the back. I go, oh, maybe that's a Scottish kilt he likes to wear. Because thinking of Michael, that's his MO, right? Can't you see Michael wearing a Scottish kilt? The people with the little bagpipes and stuff, not saying little nothing, but you know what I mean? Like people that's traditional that do the bagpipes, things like that. They wear the kilt because that's their tradition in Ireland, Scotland, things like that. And so Chloe is like, oh, so you wear a skirt? He's like, but it's comfortable. And he pulled out several more. And I was like, okay. Now, see, right there. But see, this is not about me. And I'm not knocking about the type of man Michael is, but that would have concerned me. I don't know if I would have appreciated that. Okay. That's just me. All right. So let me read some comment. So Frappes and Tea, you said Michael had a pet cam, high-tech potty box for the bed. I did see that. And I wasn't surprised at that, but still, he just seemed like the type of person who would have his pet somewhere. I mean, I guess. All right. Sharon, you say, no, it was like a kilt. Yeah, but at first when I saw it, I thought they were cargo shorts. Well, anyways, so Michael decides to bring different little things from the house and, go from there. So Chloe's saying that she's an introvert by nature. And after they sit down and talk and everything, she's an introvert by nature. And then because Michael asked her, so what would you be doing? After a short trip like this, when we come back, she's like, I'm an introvert. I would have came home. I would have relaxed. But now, that we're together, I guess I can't. And I just think that's the same with most people, right? When you come back from a trip, whether it's a weekend or a week or 2, whatever it is, you want to come back and kind of like, woosah, and, be cool for a minute. So I don't think that's introverted, but Yeah, the way that Chloe sighs is a big sigh for me. Anyways, let me go ahead and drop this link because listen, I'm about to get to the end of my commentary, and I would love to hear what who anybody who wants to join has to say. All right, so now when we move back to the couples retreat, so the couple and the participants make it to the house, and so it's Brennan and Becca, Austin, and Emily, right? So Brennan and Austin are real cool with the place, and Austin figures out, no, excuse me, Brennan figures out that it's a former football player's house. Becca isn't thrilled about that. She's like, "Oh wow, yay, touchdown, whatever." But I'm like, it's not even about the oohs and wow. It's just, move past that girl and try to focus on what you're missing here. That's just me. So Emily and Becca are having their, seems like they have a weekly talk, right? And they both were like, well, one of us needs to have luck and one of us needs to be lucky. I'm like, both of y'all need to regroup, reassess, and redirect because this isn't happening here, So also too, they talk about the lack of intimacy with Becca and of course how things aren't going with Emily and Austin. And why is, no, Emily and Brennan, excuse me. Emily and Austin, yeah, I get that confused. Anyways, why did Brennan immediately say that to Emily, like, we're in separate rooms, right? I'm like, what you mean, right? Just go ahead and do what you do. You've been in separate rooms. Listen, you have proved you were in separate rooms since the minute you moved in. This is nothing of a surprise to us. Matter of fact, I've said several times, I don't even think you live there. You know what I'm saying? Just keep it a buck. That's all I got to say. I'm going to read this comment and bring you up backstage. Frappes and Tea says, yes, I agree, especially living in a society where everything is a go-go. We all need to constantly decompress. Yes. All right. Are you ready backstage? Okay. Here we go. Hello. How are
Hey, how
you?
you doing? I'm good. How you doing?
Good. I was trying to get most of the episode out first because it wasn't a lot to give, but
I understand.
yeah, how to get it out. So I'm with the participants at the retreat, but you can talk about anything up until this point if you want to, if you like.
What? Where we at again? What point? What point
I'm
we
just
are?
talking about the couples have made it to the retreat. I've already talked about Micah and Chloe getting the stuff for the apartment and him. I thought it was cargo shorts. It was,
Man, Jesus Christ! I'm like, why? Why you kept saying they were skirts? You could have just came. You should have came over with some type of fancy name. Kilt. I don't know.
I,
I mean,
I,
maybe he gonna combine it with some pants. Is he gonna just go bare leg with it?
he's not. It's Michael. It's Michael.
I don't know. We was watching the show, and Treese was just like, "What in the world are them pants?" When Pastor Cal came with them pants.
Oh, I haven't talked about those yet. Yeah,
Yeah.
but he wants to wear her pearls, all her accessories. He's into different clothing and just. I mean, if that's what you like, okay. But I'm not guessing just by Chloe's responses to what he's saying. I don't think this is what she wants, even though. So let's hop over to Dr. Pastor Cal real quick. When he said, how
Mm-hmm.
are you doing with this unorthodox individual? I'm like, why you call him individual? You should say with Michael. That right
Right.
there gave low key shade, like, how you doing with this? We know he's a little bit, off the wall. And, they even mentioned he's tapped into his feminine energy, but how are you doing with this? And I'm like, how come it had to be all that? So when Chloe gave her answer, she was like, well, he already wanted to borrow the earrings that I have on. And, he's telling me not to be selfless. I'm just like, you're not answering the question. To
Yeah.
me, she didn't answer the question. What she did say was, well, if we sat at a bar, he wouldn't be my top choice. But, I'm not used to picking, the right men or whatever. So
I mean, what does she pick? Because I'm confused. Like, I don't. You an introvert, but you wouldn't pick him at a bar. Like, you want another introvert? So who gonna approach you?
well, I think, believe she said this before when we first met her, that she's been so focused on her career, driven, that when she was in relationships, the flaw she saw in herself, she pushed men away. So it's giving that she wants someone of equal success as her and drive, but when it comes to the small things, or whatever she's missing on the inside, she pushes them away. And I just don't think that's Michael for her. She's not even giving me that indication that it could be. Now if
Yeah.
it was Lauren, for sure, because Lauren likes that kind of energy that he gives, because Orion gives the same energy, but I don't think it's the right energy for Chloe, even though she's being nice about it for the meantime.
I, she don't like him. She forcing her that of recovering perfectionist. No, you heard the word recovering. She ain't recovered.
No, you don't
She
recover
she
that.
judged. It's over. She's already seen in her head. She probably in panic mode. Like, oh my god, this man got more clothes than me. Oh my god, he got a skirt selection. Oh lord.
Well, she had to be talked off the ledge by Michael. He gave another Easter speech about, do what's best for you, be selfless for you. You know what I'm saying? And six suitcases to anywhere that's not international is too many. That's all I'm
Yeah.
saying. Sharon says, I caught the shade from Pastor Cal. Then why was he chosen for the show? And then Frappes and T said maybe she would pick a guy like Cameron at the bar. I can see Cameron. Yeah, I can see her
Absolutely
picking Cameron.
not.
You can't see her picking a Cameron?
As soon as he would have showed her them spiders, it would have been a wrap.
That's true too, but Cameron's personality kind of gives me snooty, uppity kind of vibes, in a way.
But
I
two
think,
snooty, uppity people together, like
well,
I
I
don't even
don't.
know how Cam snooty, uppity. Look how you live, bruh. You need to tone that down.
Sometimes it's not the lifestyle, it's the personality. He got the
Oh,
personality. He definitely don't have the lifestyle. And neither does Chloe. I was talking about those wrinkled behind sheets and stuff on her bed. I'm like,
that
why
it
would
was
you?
the trunk. Like, why is that just in the middle of the living room? Like, I understand that was your grandfather's, but that's a big. You can't put your feet on it. You done
Right.
force that little thing on there. It just looked like it's in the middle of the. What we in, a Krusty Krab?
I
I would have
don't
been
know.
walking in there like, I'm not putting no trunk in the middle of my living room. Talking about
I
you a
mean,
minimalist.
right. It was nice and all, but I don't think I get it, but I'm not in the middle, maybe like to the side of the sofa or something,
So you could be a minimalist with high standards.
I don't know. I'm not a minimalist.
I'm just trying to figure that out. Like your standards high, you're a perfectionist, but you're a minimalist.
I don't
It
know.
just don't feel like it go together.
Mm, it don't. So let's jump to the retreat. I said we have one couple and the other are participants. Why is Orion and Lauren there?
But
What?
he
What?
pulled up in that Fred. Dun, 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 dun. I'm like, boy, are why I would have rented me a car. I'm not driving that truck.
Well, apparently he's been around because Claire said, "Oh, I knew that was you because I saw your green truck outside."
I'm about the
I'm like,
green machine.
"Yeah, so he must ride that everywhere." I mean, it's his. Clearly, is paid for, right? So you ride it
Yeah,
till.
if he got a car note on that, Jesus.
Coordinator said that truck was a mess. And then they also say, I don't think you could be a minimalist with high standards. But Kertree said,
Thank you.
I feel like you could. I don't know. I guess it depends on you, I guess. I don't know. I don't know.
Agree.
Y'all a minimalist over there? You the
I ain't,
same time.
I ain't no minimalist. I'm a maximist as much as I can.
Frappes and T said they should just call that MAFS single retreat. Yeah, they should. I don't know, but it
Why
wasn't.
did everybody still go? That's what I'm trying to figure out. They should have rented a smaller house.
Well, you know what? They probably already have things set up in advance of the show. Anyways, think about that. You need to have somewhere to film and all other stuff. So they probably already rented it out and whatever. So you might as well go with it, right?
Why they didn't just say the football player name or something? I don't understand. What was the point of y'all renting this football player house if y'all wasn't gonna mention them?
Right. Did you hear who I said? It was Von Miller.
Oh, that was his.
Mm-hmm. That
Oh,
was
I was
his.
trying to figure out. I was like, oh, okay,
Yeah. Well, he don't play there no more. So
right. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Anyways, so, but why does Orion want to continue to have a conversation or to make himself feel better talking to Lauren? I mean, if he didn't get closure the first time they spoke when she gave him the out, you're not going to get it. The closure now comes from you, Orion, internally, instead of, constantly asking someone who really doesn't want to talk to you. I mean, she's nice enough to be like, oh, hey, how you doing? And keep it moving. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. Maybe he's getting
Cause he like Brennan. He wanna look good on TV, even though you really look trash because you are trash. And you keep trying. What do you want to talk to me about? We're not together. What do you want to catch up? How's life? I mean, life is different because I came to be married and now I'm on this retreat with
Mhm.
my husband, but not with my husband.
Right.
And you keep trying to talk to me about stuff for what? Why do you want to talk to me every time the camera come around, but then when the camera's out, you don't ever hit me up? You
Right.
weird. Get away from me. You a weirdo. I think he want her to spaz. He gaslighting her. He want her to snap on him so he can see, I told you. That's what he keep doing. He
Oh,
poking the bear. So I
mm,
see why she was just like, this some bull. You know what? She just can't take it no more. And I would have told him for the rest of the trip, look, we could say hello, good morning, good night, have a good day. That was funny. This it. Don't say nothing else to me.
right.
Please
Well,
don't try to small talk me.
yeah, we'll see more about that next week with that episode going on. So, as they're looking around and, Brennan and Austin are having a good time. You know what I'm saying? They're down there playing with the games and everything else. And versus Emily and Becca up there, I don't know. They don't know what to do with themselves. I'm like, keep doing what you've been doing this whole season. You've had no real interaction. You've had no real conversation. So make the best of it. Emily, you know what it is. You're already in another bedroom, right? Just go with the flow. Frappes and T said, I want to know what the patch was they blurred out on Michael's coat. Probably a symbol or something that's a product of something that's not sponsored, more than likely. Sharon, you say Orion said she embarrassed him and his culture. Why he wanted to talk now? Lauren, please don't give in to this jerk of a man. Right.
No, that truck embarrassed your culture. It ain't got nothing to do with
Little
her.
Jessica. Yeah. So, all right. Well, let's see. What else about the so when they're having the dinner, is it dinner or
Mhm.
lunch? I don't know what
Mhm.
they have at the table. It's just the fact that why does it always seem like Orion is taking over the conversation? Have you noticed that? It's like he wants to be seen, he wants to be heard. He's always like leading the conversation, he's always leading about his failed relationship. And all the couples are like listening, like, yeah, I don't think they necessarily care, but I've noticed that about him.
Yeah,
How come he just don't talk about what he's doing now? You know what I'm saying?
because he ain't doing nothing. And why you sitting at the head of the table like you married? Sit on the side. You don't need to be sitting at the head of the table. And I dread the episode when Michael comes on because him and Orion talking, it's gonna be a talkathon of big words that don't mean nothing. Like we get y'all got a nice vocabulary, but y'all not saying nothing. You just saying a bunch of big words and using your hands, act like you're in touch with. What are you talking about, bro?
Let me tell you something. I have a big vocabulary too, but I use that at work because that's where I use it at. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Any
Hmm.
other time, whether it be here, whatever, you just use normal conversation, not just come on TV and just act like you got to use every big word you know. You know what I'm saying? That is a turnoff. I think that's why I don't care for it, Michael. Like to me, it's a turnoff. Like, why are you talking? Why are you interviewing? You know what I'm saying? You don't have to get that
Hmm.
deep. Don't nobody know you like that yet. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he is like deep. He too deep too soon. Like, oh my
Yeah,
god,
too
nobody
soon.
needs you to tell me the whole story about why such and such came.
Right. Exactly, Cornelia. Throw the whole season away. They should have been thrown away. Why are we still episodes on? And it was a dinner. All right. Catrice, you say he likes her. He likes
For her to
to
talk.
hear himself talk, I think,
Oh, to
just like
hear. Oh
Michael.
yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Coordinator, you also say, do y'all think they would hold up the season for Micah and Chloe? Will the others have D-Day or Decision Day and Micah and Chloe have theirs weeks later? That would be terrible if they did. But to answer your question, Tamika's not on here today, but she had saw somewhere that the season, instead of ending at 18 weeks, she saw something that was like 20 plus weeks. So it probably will give Michael and Chloe more time to interact. So they'll find other things to do. Matter of fact, let me see on my phone. I have the schedule here. Okay. So I have it through the 28th. So February 14th, which is Valentine's Day, says the episode is going to be called Crash and Bond. February 21st will be called In Sickness and Suspicion. And February 28th will be Sex, Lies, and Questionable Behavior. So if tonight's episode is 16, that's 17, 18, 19. That's already 19 without D-Day. So clearly, I believe, yes, they're holding up the episode, unfortunately, because we would have had to, because technically next week would have been the night before Decision Day on a normal episode. So yes, Jasmine, a talkathon. That's what it feels like we doing with the Married at First Sight, because we got to talk about everything in abundance because nothing's happening. We're having a talkathon. Nothing's going on. You say that would be torture. Well, yeah. I mean, we have 3 more episodes without it saying Decision Day. So the 14th, 21st, and 28th. But the one that says In Sickness and in Suspicion, the 21st, and Sex, Lies, and Questionable Behavior on the 28th, I wonder who that's about. Questionable behavior. Sound like it's going to be either Brennan and is it Brennan? No, Emily and who is it? Who is Becca with? Austin?
Yeah.
Becca and Austin, or Michael and Chloe. Because who else is together? Nobody, right?
Ain't nobody together. Nobody. Everybody just there.
No, ma'am. I'm just counting off the weeks to you right now. We got the 14th, 21st, and 28th without a saying Decision Day. And that's 17, 18, 19 without a Decision Day. So, yes,
This
ma'am.
should need to be called Ruin Your Life at First Sight, because that's what they do. Ruin a piece of your life. If you got time to just ruin your life for 20 weeks, hey, sign up for this show where you going to ask me for something and I'm going to either give you the extreme opposite or the extreme version. If I say I want a God-fearing person, they going to give you a nun. I'm a
Katrice,
past nun.
I've been telling you that. Yep, 20 plus weeks.
I got it from her.
All right, so let's move to let's move to the Pastor Cal. So when we see Michael and Chloe again, they're with Pastor Cal, and again he's asking how things are going. And like I said, was it me or was Pastor Cal throwing that in about the unorthodox individual? That was definite shade. That was definitely read between the lines, for sure. Chloe, like I said, she's answering the questions, but I think her face says it all. But then Michael, then she tells Pastor Cal about the earrings, like I mentioned. He's like, yeah, I like all her accessories. Stop, Michael. Stop. You're already over talking. You're already getting too deep. You're already getting to her accessories. So what's next? You're going to go in her closet and find something else to put on? And that's not shade. That's not shade. You know what I'm saying? Because he was already offering her a coat and was trying to accessorize her. So to me, that's next. The clothes. Like, how can we maybe not just dress alike, but I'm going to take your blouse or whatever, because it gives that type of energy. Michael, of course, gives a prepared speech every time when he answers the question. And I don't know. Do you think Pastor Cal and the experts think they did their big one with this? I'm like, this is not a match. This is not a match. And this don't have nothing to do with Michael and his energy that he's tapped into or whatever. I just don't think it's a match. I just don't think she was prepared to have the type of man that Michael is. She wasn't prepared to have the type of go so fast type of relationship, because she was ready to call it quits when she was talked off the ledge last week, right? And it was just still the honeymoon. And I just don't think that maybe her drive, how she perceived things. I just don't think she's mentally ready for a relationship. Versus Michael, I think he's ready, but I don't think this married at first process is ready for him. Let's put it like
Ain't
that.
she like close to 40? What's she like 38?
Well, he's 39. They're the oldest on the show this year. So yeah. Courtney Nettie says somebody said in the comments it should be friends at first sight.
These
Well,
ain't even friends. These
see,
is
not even that.
associates.
Right.
Associates at first sight, business partners. We trying to
Right.
finesse the game because none of this look. Nobody. Becca and all said, "I knew it. I knew it." Just like
Yeah.
everybody knew it. You could just tell that he just not. No, no,
No,
no.
he's not into her. So then we move to the next day at the retreat, and we have Claire and Lauren outside talking, and Lauren is saying, I just came here to relax and to get away. She's not here to, be bothered with Orion. And then, of course, Claire is talking about Cameron and how, she really feels bad, but she's still trying to have a good time. I'm like, why is she? I just don't understand why she's so fixated on this. Why? You know what I'm
Because she a nut. You know them therapists, they be a little crazy themselves. She's a nut. Like you didn't like him, and all of a sudden, if he got sick for some reason, you just so concerned. You so attracted. I wish we could talk. What you do? Well, you wasn't talking about nothing when he was healthy. Now you want to talk to him now that he almost died or
She
whatever
missed
happened.
it. Yeah, all
Like
this
what
stuff.
what what are you missing? What do you want from like what do you want? Maybe she just want to check on her. Maybe that's what it is. Why she won't shut up because he don't want to talk to her.
He may be speaking from experience, maybe. Good truth. Well, she is checking on him, but he is shutting that down every chance he gets to her, because every time we see her, she's like, oh yeah, well, Cameron said that he didn't want this, and I know he's trying to relax. He don't want to be checked on anymore from you. That's
For
clear.
what?
I don't know.
I've been alone when we was together. I was alone, so I'm gonna be alone with this. Just back on up. Go do what you do. Get your degree. Leave me out of it. We was this little fake divorce. I wouldn't even tell the next person I was married at first sight. I wouldn't even mention it.
And he probably won't. He's from where, New Zealand, so he got, they don't know. He said his family.
Nah, he gonna leave with that, knowing him. Yeah, I did a show married at first sight with my
Mm,
spiders.
there goes Sharon. Mic drop. She said the therapist needs a therapist.
And she
Boom.
need two of them because
Well, her friends, remember her friend group were also therapists, so she's in
oh
good hands if necessary.
well, she need an outside source.
Yeah.
She need
So,
Ayala.
right. So I'm gonna take a little bit from Courtney and Eddie
Hmm.
from their review today. Um, you, I don't know exactly what you said, but it's like Brennan is the problem here. Like Brennan, like kind of like there's a black cloud over Brennan, because every time something and Emily and Brennan go out, Emily's always seemed like she's getting injured, right? It's the Brennan effect.
It's some voodoo. But it's crazy that Austin said what he said and then it happened. I was like,
Oh, like break a leg or have a good time on the
no, he
18th.
said he said I hope you crash. He joked and said, I hope you crash. And they next scene,
Mm-hmm.
am I alive? Am I gonna make it?
We're not gonna laugh at that because that can't happen to anybody. Oh, the curse of Brennan. That's what y'all said. Yeah, it's the curse of Brennan.
Why
And
the men don't hold him accountable though? Like, honestly, if I was on the show, I'd be like, are you okay? He
who's
never
to hold him
smiled.
accountable? Austin? Because
I
Austin,
mean, at least ask the question. If we supposed to be friends or
yeah,
whatever, I would be like, look at him. He don't look happy. He never smiling. He never laughing. Ain't
right.
nothing nobody never said made you even chuckle. What's wrong with you? Why are
Mm.
you so unhappy? What's going on? I would ask him. Like your girl is fun. Like real life, she's fun.
She's trying to be fun. Emily, even though we saw her at the party, bachelor party, she was doing all those different things. She's trying to be fun. She's trying to keep hope alive, but that hope left long time ago, and she knows it though. They are the couple. Not only are she the most prone injured person on the seasons past, but they're the only couple that I could even think of from all the seasons that have sat down with an expert this many times with the same result. Nothing.
That's because when they sit down with the expert, she can't be honest because he gets upset and he shuts down. So it's just like now it's to the point she want to just have a good session and be able to come home. and she can't be fully honest, and he can't accept what she says because
Right.
he immediately gets defensive. So it's
Mm-hmm.
just like they gonna keep going in circles because he can't just listen to what she say and just that's it.
Yeah. The Jasmine, I heard him say that too, but the Jasmine show said Austin definitely said that. We're like, who says that? That's true. That's true. Now, speaking of the uh, activity, but before I get into that, so backing up to Becca and Austin. So apparently, Austin, you know, Becca wanted to get intimate. Austin got out the bed and talking about, I'm gonna go to the other big room down here. If you want to come follow me, I'm like, why are you leaving the room? If you're gonna get down, what difference does it make what room you in? You know what I'm saying? You picked this room, so we're gonna do whatever we need to do in this room. What you leave for? I think that was an excuse. What do
I
you think?
told my wife, I told Treese that I feel like maybe like they was all in the same hallway in their room, and he was just like, if we gonna get it in, let's go to the master suite, the big
No.
room.
Mm-mm.
You don't think that's
No, I don't buy that because it shouldn't matter. I mean, you pick the rooms, right? And I mean, let's keep it 100. Like everyone in here is more than likely 18 and up, right? Don't act like you never did it quiet because you have. You know what I'm saying? So it doesn't matter what room you in. If you're going to do something, you're going to do it. Becca didn't care. She was like, where are you going? So that was an excuse for Austin. Didn't matter what room, you know what I'm saying? Could have been a bathroom, anywhere. He's like, oh, if we go down here, can nobody hear? And
and
guess what?
you drunk? Come on, bro. I'm not walking all the way down no mansion.
For what? You know what I'm saying? For
Man.
what? That it's not
I
like you in
tried
the
to
room
give him
next
the
to your
benefit
mom.
of the doubt. I tried.
You're not next to your parents. You know what I'm saying? So what difference does it make? And if you were, learn to do it quiet. Anyway, moving on. So she accepted his apology the next morning and they had some type of massage. I'm like, she just wants to have
That whole thing was sick. First of all, he said on the after show that the man who was beating him with the leaf didn't even work there. What?
yes, he said
You
that.
let this random man stand in the sauna with you and your wife? You don't know who he is. He could have been a murderer.
And you know what? I'm not loving it that, but it's like what production is supposed to be safe, right? Why let a rando in doing all that? You got honey and all kind of. Come on now, come on.
Honey and little shorts. I
Yeah,
would have been walking in there like, what in the hell? I'm like, hey, bro, man, what a sign at? You gotta go though. I don't need you. No, you ain't patting me. You definitely ain't patting me with no eucalyptic leaf. Where the lady in the back at? As soon as that, first of all, if the staff would have told me he ain't a part of the staff, why is he back here?
exactly. Safety, safety
Like, is that
protocols.
not a violation or something? Like, we in our undergarments. We don't know this weirdo. Talk
Right.
about he come here every day and he want to be a part of it. He need to apply. If he got time to sit here, he need to work here. He don't need to. You don't got no volunteer eucalyptic slappers.
Oh no, not the slappers. Frog Face and T said if Becca went to the other room, the only thing Austin would have done is play footsie.
Yeah, that was a
Right.
little strange. He was like, "It was cool." I'm like,
No,
okay, strike,
no.
strike 22.
But Becca is so wants intimacy so bad that she's false accepting the apology. That's what
I'm
she's
like,
doing.
Becca, 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 Becca. I mean, how do we need to spell it out for you?
Yes,
Like, I mean, I mean, he into something, but I don't think he into what you putting out, baby,
right.
because it ain't looking like he got a female. It ain't looking like it ain't
It's
looking.
not looking
It
like it.
just ain't looking like he's trying to jump into bed with you. I'm sorry. Now the dude with the eucalyptic,
Yeah, you on it right now. All right, so let's move to that ATV thing. So now, is it me or did it look like Emily was adjusting the camera, looking and not necessarily looking where she's going? Because when you're on ATV trails, whether you've been on them personally or you've seen them on whatever show, whatever, they're usually on a rocky. environment, like a desert type. And they always seem to be like around trees and boulders. They always say it's one of the most dangerous things you can do. So apparently she took the corner wrong, whatever, and she flipped and didn't know what was going on. And, she got gashed or whatever. But I'm surprised that Brennan actually stopped, because he just gets the type that he would just keep going. You know what I mean? But he stopped, and he got her help, and looks like next week we'll see what really happened with Emily. But Brennan said it is till death do, in sickness and health. I said, don't do that, Brennan.
Brennan,
Don't do that.
I'm telling you, that's why I said I could never been on this show. I'd be like, what? I'm like, y'all in separate rooms for what? I thought y'all was moving forward.
I don't even know what to say to that.
They're the new reset couple. We're gonna reset. We're gonna move forward. We're gonna move forward. Every time y'all say y'all move forward, y'all literally do something, the worst thing. We're gonna move forward. Let's move out and just come visit each other. We could just stay at the apartment on Fridays. How about that?
Like I said, I don't think he lives there. I think he's there in the mornings to film, and in the evenings he's elsewhere, because he said that he would prefer to be at home anyways weeks ago to work. That's what he said. So, but that was the end of the episode. Next week, we're going to see Michael and Chloe make it to the retreat. They're all doing activities together. Emily's in the hospital, so we'll see what happened with her. They said where the gash was, because most of the blood in your body comes from your carotid artery in your neck and your head. So she had a gash in her head. So there was so much blood, she said she couldn't see out of her eyes. So, and plus she was in shock. So we'll see what's going on with that. Becca and Austin, mainly Becca, has a tearful heart-to-heart with him, talking about, I don't understand. Why do I have to beg for your affection? And he's just kind of like looking at her like, like you said, Devontae, I don't know what to tell you. And then Lauren and Orion have a chit-chat about, can we be friends? And Lauren's like, for what? So that's pretty much it with that next week.
Becca just need to take a hint. Either he ain't into you or he ain't into that.
Right. So, but that was it really, because even the after party didn't really give. What gave was the background of the of the spa that was funny with the person. It's the way that you told the story, Devontae, that makes it funny. And then Lauren said that she's just trying to have fun at the retreat. She just wanted a high and a bye. We don't need nothing else. We don't need to know how you're doing. Just keep it pushing. And then of course Michael talking about the honeymoon was good. Times were intense, but he feels Chloe's empathetic, and then he went on and on about what he goes on and on about. So that was it, really.
Why did they put them together? Why did Chloe sign up for this? You an introvert doing this crazy show. This is not introvert behavior to go marry a stranger.
Yep, it is. I don't know.
Like, what are you doing? I understand pushing the envelope, but like, lady, you done stepped on the envelope with this.
I think it's another one of those things where I believe she said it a couple weeks ago that she saw the original invitation, the invite to apply on Facebook. She let it go a few times, but then her friend suggested. So I think it's another friend thing that may have signed her up or whatever. Oh, wow. There's been some rumors that Chloe might actually be the first bride. They claim they look similar. So,
but why would I sign my friend up? If my friend a perfectionist and she judgy, I'm not signing her up for no show. Where she don't get to pick the man.
Many people have been signed up by friends. Let's go back to last season with Eris being signed up by his friends or cousin.
They don't need to pick nobody that didn't sign up. If you didn't sign up on your own, you don't need to be picked on the show. It's a reason somebody had to sign you up. Because you can't get nobody by yourself. It's something. It's something about you. But the only way we're going to get him a wife, y'all, we got to sign him up because everybody married. We tired of Johnny being a single friend.
Yeah, but, like you said, if you can't do it by yourself, if you're not ready yourself, then you don't take the initiative to sign up, then why bother? You know what I'm saying? That's how I look at it, too.
I feel like they need to just require people to be in relationships for at least a couple years or something, or at least a year, have some type of experience. We don't need nobody who ain't never had a girlfriend, who ain't never been in no relationship. Even though the girl who ain't never been in no relationship is basically what's her name?
That was Emily.
Yeah, I feel like she low key the best girl woman on the show. Her and Lauren.
Yeah, Lauren didn't have the right opportunity, but hey, you never know what you get when you sign up for Married at First Sight, you know? So anyways, we'll have to see what happens next week. I mean, I don't know what kind of episode we're going to get, because honestly, I think maybe out the whole hour and a half, maybe 20 minutes is worth watching. But I'll be here for it to give it to everybody. So anyways,
Hope
any
it's the
final
last time we see Lauren and Orion until decision day. I'm sorry. At least Orion. I mean, I don't feel like none of the guys are really like cool with him. Who's checking up on him? He a liar.
Yeah.
I
Well,
feel
not
like
even
one of the
decision
men.
day. Excuse me. Not even decision day. They've already made their decision. So really
Yeah.
to reunion. So
So we can talk about some real stuff. And ooh, if they don't pressure him on that reunion, they ain't do their job.
mm,
I feel like they let get away with murder with that. You offended my culture.
oh yeah. Courtney and Eddie say, ask the hairstylist. Remember, she said she was mad at the first bride, didn't go through with it because they would have showed her too. That's right. I do remember that. That was way, way in the beginning of the season. Yeah. So, but anyways, well, that's it. Nothing else to give. That's the kind of season it is. So, but I appreciate everybody joining. I really do. Give me your 2 cents. And, I guess we'll wait till next week to see what really happened to Emily and if Brennan is going to stay by her side for at least a couple days. We'll see.
Think he gonna stay there as long as them cameras there. As soon as it cut off, all right, I'm going home. You all right? You hooked up with morphine? You all cool.
Probably so. That's the kind of dude he presents himself to be. So,
Right. Look like he ain't even gonna call her family, let them know.
oh, I didn't think about that part of it. So, well, all right. Well, thank you for joining. Thank you, everybody, for watching on the replay and everyone here live. I'll see you next week and be safe until then.
All
Good night,
right.
everyone.
All
Take
right.
care.